Have you ever wondered how your bad habits might be affecting your journey towards Stoicism? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, encourages us to control our reactions to the world around us for a more fulfilling life. However, it's not always an easy path. Bad habits, those repeated actions that we know aren't beneficial, often become roadblocks. They have the potential to derail our pursuit of this balanced state of mind. So, what are these habits? Let's delve into the 12 bad habits that every Stoic should avoid. First on the list is overindulgence. This is a habit that can subtly creep into our lives, often disguised as simple pleasures, be it food, entertainment, or other forms of enjoyment. However, the essence of Stoicism is rooted in self-control and moderation. Overindulgence, in any form, is a deviation from these principles. Imagine a scale. On one side you have your desires, and on the other your self-control. The more you overindulge, the heavier the scale tips towards your desires, and the lighter your self-control becomes. This imbalance disrupts the harmony of your inner self, leading to dissatisfaction and restlessness. Stoicism is not about denying oneself of life's pleasures, but rather it encourages us to enjoy them in moderation, to savor each moment without becoming enslaved by our desires. It is about maintaining a balance where self-control navigates our actions and desires fuel our motivation. Remember, Stoicism is about balance, not excess. Next up is procrastination. This habit is a quiet thief, silently stealing our most precious commodity, time. It subtly contradicts the Stoic principles of discipline and action. Stoicism teaches us that every moment matters and every action is significant. But procrastination tells a different story. It whispers sweetly, coaxing us into believing that there's always tomorrow, that delay is okay. But let's be clear, Stoicism and procrastination are not compatible bedfellows. Why? Because Stoicism values the present moment above all else. It encourages us to seize the day, to act now, not later. Procrastination, on the other hand, lures us into the future, promising us a tomorrow that may never come. Stoicism reminds us that we are not promised tomorrow. It encourages us to live in the present, to embrace the now, and to act decisively. The Stoic understands the value of time and uses it wisely. The third habit to avoid is complaining. Complaining, in essence, is a refusal to accept reality as it is. It's an emotional response that stems from dissatisfaction, discontent, or a sense of injustice. However, Stoicism teaches us to embrace acceptance and contentment. It encourages us to acknowledge the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Complaining doesn't change our circumstances, it simply amplifies our negative emotions, creating internal turmoil. Stoicism, on the other hand, invites tranquility by encouraging us to focus on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. You see, a Stoic understands that life is full of challenges and adversity, but also recognizes that these hurdles are opportunities for growth and learning. Instead of lamenting over the difficulties, a Stoic accepts them, even welcomes them, with a sense of calm and resilience. Acceptance, not complaints, is the Stoic's response to life's challenges. Fourth on the list is seeking approval. It's a common human tendency, but it's a habit that stands in stark contrast to the Stoic principles of self-sufficiency and independence. Stoicism teaches us to value our own judgment above all else, to be our own harshest critic and most ardent supporter. When we constantly seek approval, we're essentially outsourcing our self-worth to others. We're letting external factors dictate our internal state, which is the antithesis of Stoicism. Not only does this habit undermine our self-confidence, but it also leaves us vulnerable to manipulation and disappointment. Stoics understand that approval is fleeting and fickle. Today's praise can easily turn into tomorrow's criticism. Instead of chasing after this elusive validation, Stoics focus on cultivating their own virtues and living in accordance with their principles. In the Stoic's eyes, the only approval worth seeking is one's own. The Stoic seeks approval from within, not from others. Let's now summarize the impact of these 12 bad habits on our journey towards Stoicism. These habits, as we've explored, have the potential to derail us from the Stoic path. Overindulgence, for example, can lead us astray from the Stoic principle of moderation. It encourages us to seek external pleasures rather than finding contentment within. Procrastination is another detrimental habit, as it goes against the Stoic principle of living in the present moment. It fosters a mindset of deferring actions and decisions, preventing us from taking control of our lives here and now. Then we have complaining, a habit that contradicts the Stoic practice of accepting life as it unfolds. Rather than acknowledging the world as it is and adapting to it, complaining induces a state of dissatisfaction and yearning for what is not. Seeking approval is another habit that can hinder our Stoic journey. This habit tempts us to derive our self-worth from others' opinions, which is contrary to the Stoic belief of finding value within ourselves. But what happens when we successfully overcome these and the other 8 habits we've discussed? We begin to truly embody the principles of Stoicism. Our lives become guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. We find contentment within ourselves, we live in the present, we accept life as it comes, and we find our self-worth from within. And the beauty of it all, this inner transformation reflects outwardly. We become more resilient, more balanced, and more peaceful. We lead lives of authenticity, lives that are in harmony with our true nature and the world around us. Overcoming these 12 bad habits is not an overnight task. It requires patience, effort, and continuous self-reflection. But the rewards, the peace and fulfillment that come from living a Stoic life are worth every bit of the struggle. Remember, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life.